Hi, my name is Joseph Milsark, but I also go by Joe, and this is my audition to play the National Anthem at possibly the next few Portland Trailblazers basketball games in the next season. And before I play, I'd like to show you some of the guitars that I have. This is my first guitar, which I call Old Ruby. You can see why, because it's red. Now this guitar is a Pacifica model from Yamaha, and you can see it's shaped like your typical Stratocaster, but what's different about this guitar than a typical Stratocaster are some of the features. Now this has some of the same features as on your typical Strat, but in a way it doesn't. So for pickups, it has two single coil pickups, which are based off of original Fender designs, and a humbucker pickup based on your typical Les Paul or SG model from Gibson or Epiphone. And this is different than your typical Strat because the pick guard or scratch plate is smaller, so that way it can fit this body. And the input jack is on the side of the guitar instead of on the top. But the two ways that it's like your typical Stratocaster is it has a 5-way pickup selector and a tremolo bridge. Now, when I use the tremolo bridge, which I don't often when I'm playing notes on the guitar, but I like to use it to create effects if I have my amp turned up to British. And for the 5-way pickup selector, I'll tell you what each position goes to. The first position, which is closer to this screw right here that my finger's pointing at, it puts me at this first pickup. If I put the switch to the second position, it puts me at these two pickups. Third position puts me at just this pickup. Fourth position puts me at these two pickups. And fifth position puts me at just this pickup. Now, Old Ruby's a really nice guitar. She was my go-to for quite a while. I haven't played her in a while, but she still sounds really great. So this is Old Ruby, and I can't wait to show you my others. This next guitar is the common go-to for guitar for a lot of players in rock and roll or punk. This is the typical Stratocaster. This is a Squier Bullet Series Stratocaster by Fender, and it's in Desert Sunburst, and I named it Brownie. You can see why, because it has brown in the Desert Sunburst, but also when Derek and the Dominoes recorded Layla, Eric Clapton used his Desert Sunburst Fender Stratocaster, which was nicknamed as the Layla guitar. So this is sort of like Old Ruby, but in a way it's very different. You saw Old Ruby, you saw what she has, but I'll show you what Brownie has. So for Brownie, he has 3 single-coiled pickups, whereas on Old Ruby it had 2 single-coiled pickups and a humbucker pickup, and it has a 5-way pickup selector as well, along with a tremolo bridge. And for Brownie, he has 1 volume knob and 2 tone knobs, whereas on Old Ruby it only had 1 volume knob and 1 tone knob. So, and the input jack is on the body instead of on the side, like on Old Ruby. But yeah, Brownie's a great guitar to use if I ever want to play songs like Tequila Sunrise, or just play other stuff. Kind of like that. So this is Brownie, my second guitar. It's a really great one to play. This next guitar is a guitar that I originally purchased for a project in high school. This is a Stagg Stratocaster, and for my high school project, I was in economics, and our project was the Shark Tank project, and we had to come up with a product that we could build or design ourselves, and we would see if it could be produced for the market. And I purchased this along with the lefty because I planned to swap out the necks and bridges so that I could make both players feel like Jimi Hendrix. But of course it didn't work out so well, but I still have the righty, and whenever I look at Blackie, I see this problem. I'm not sure if you can see it quite well, but the high E string is lower and closer to the pole pieces on the pickups than the other strings. So I'm not sure if I can fix that, but I might take it to Guitar Center and see what they can do. But anyway, some of the features on Blackie are the same features as on Brownie. 3 single coil pickups, a 5-way pickup selector, 1 volume knob and 2 tone knobs, an input jack on the top of the body, and a tremolo bridge. But Blackie, haven't played Blackie in a while, but I'm sure it still sounds good. Hear that? Here's what Blackie sounds like when unplugged. So that's Blackie, and I used this guitar once back in high school it was nearing the end of my senior year actually, and I brought this in to play the National Anthem, and luckily, since Blackie is black, I thought it was perfect since black is a Cavalier color. So this is Blackie, and I can't wait to show you what else I have. This last guitar is my most recent guitar. It's an Epiphone Les Paul Special 2. And this is very different than the other 3 that you just saw. What's different about it is, well, the way it's set up for the bridge, and as well as the tuning pegs. But the features on this guitar, it has 2 humbucking pickups, or 2 humbuckers, along with 1 volume knob and 1 tone knob, but I can't tell which one is which, along with a 3-way selector instead of a 5-way. The first position, which is on rhythm, it puts me at this first humbucker. The center, which is the second position, puts me at both of the humbuckers. And the third position, which is treble, it puts me at just this one right here. And later, once I've saved up enough money, I plan to change out these pickups and put in Seymour Duncan custom rat pickups. And they tend to be hotter than the standard Les Paul or humbucking pickup. But this is a great guitar. I've had it for a while and it just sounds good. Here's a little bit of Best of My Love on it, unplugged. So yeah, this is my Epiphone Les Paul Special 2, and I hope to get more Les Pauls and along with some SGs, and I'll have myself a full guitar collection. changing the camera angle. But the amp that I'm going to use for the audition, since I like to use this amp for if I'm doing singing gigs, like if I'm performing at someone's party, I don't want to have, and I'm playing guitar, I don't want to have these huge power Marshalls, otherwise you can't hear yourself sing. So what I use is a nice little Fender amp. It's a Fender FM 25 DSP. I'll show you. A bit heavy. And some of the features on this amp are pretty cool. It has a channel select switch. Here, I'll show you from my angles instead of having to tell you. So, like I said before, this is a Fender FM 25 DSP amp. And what it has for features, I'll move the iPhone and put it over the amp so that way you can see it. It has a little channel select switch, that way I can turn on and off the channel selection. It has a gain switch. And right here, this is my favorite part, the amp types. So for the amp types, it has acoustic, jazz, tweed, blackface, British. I really like the British setting. Hot rod, and metal. Whenever I'm playing songs with high notes like Bohemian Rhapsody or the National Anthem on guitar, I like to have it set to British and turn the knobs up, turn up the channel knobs to 10 and have the gain probably at about 6 or 7 or 5 or 6. The treble switch, a middle bass, and a bass switch. And right here, this is where I can put in different effects. I can put on bypass. Whoops. Sorry about that. So, for effects, on the FX select switch, I have bypass, delays. I've often experimented with the delay effect, and it sounds pretty cool. It gives me that kind of Brian May sound. Like, with reverb, extra delays. I have a chorus, delay and reverb for the chorus, flange and tremolo, and these additional plugs here, where I can put in auxiliary cables, the headphone cable, or if I want to, I can plug in a foot switch. And speaking of switches, how about if I show you what I've got for my pedal board? Now, I won't be using these pedals for when I'm performing live, but I'll just show you what I have. So, for effects pedals, I can get that one here. And keep in mind, I won't be using these effects pedals for when I play, because I'll already have the amp turned up pretty loud. I have a Dyna-Drive by Boss, which is a great sounding pedal, great sound to use when playing. I have a Boss Distortion pedal, and this is actually the first pedal I ever got for my pedal board. It's a nice kind of overdrive pedal. And right here, I have a Fulltone by OCD, and Don Felder has this on his pedal board, and he says it's a great overdrive pedal. Love Fulltone, love the things, they're just great. Now you're probably wondering, when am I going to get to the actual song? Well, I decided to save the best for last. So I'll play a little bit on each guitar. Tell me which one you want me to use, and I'll use that one. Okay, better close the door. Right, here we go. Here's Blackie. So there you have it, Portland Trailblazers. Let me know which guitar you liked hearing me play the National Anthem on the best. And I'll be ready to play if you do select me to play. Luckily, I know the song memorized. I have the song memorized for both guitar and trombone, if you'd rather have me play trombone. Just let me know and I can make a video of me playing that song on trombone. So, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.